We turn now to John Dickerson, our chief Washington correspondent and anchor of Face the Nation. John, as Nancy pointed out, Robert Mueller enjoys an excellent reputation almost everywhere, it seems, except the White House. Is this strategy risky for the Trump team?
Well, the risk for the Trump team is that they make these claims, raise these issues about Robert Mueller, and then you get immediate validation of Mueller's work by Republicans. So if the president wants to say it's a witch hunt, then you have Marco Rubio and Paul Ryan, Republican voices saying it's not, they trust him. It re-energizes the legitimacy of the work that Mueller is doing. When the president went after a former FBI director, James Comey, and said a number of highly critical things, saying he lied, it was interesting that very few Republicans followed him along in that. And so it puts the president out on an island. And this is a way in which Anthony Scaramucci's job will be a challenge, is that these comments the president made to the New York Times, they help preserve the president, perhaps, in terms of trying to weaken anybody who would attack him. But it absolutely gets in the way of the president's agenda, the things he wants to do for the people who elected him, because the stories are a distraction and they recall the Republicans have to deal with them instead of dealing with health care or infrastructure or tax reform. And so one of the things that Scaramucci may do is just keep the president restrained and try to keep the communication about the issues.
John, as Major reported, there was resistance within the West Wing to the Scaramucci appointment. So does this change the power structure in the White House at all?
It does. It could change it in a positive way. Scaramucci is a self-made man. He's a successful businessman. He can talk to the president with some ballast from that experience, and that might get the president to perform in a way that the collective group of the White House, that the team wants him to kind of stay on message, stay in the strategy. On the other hand, the more people who can just walk into the Oval Office and talk to the president, the more that a president can shop for views that he likes, and that can undermine the rest of the operation. And in a place where everybody can go see the president, they sometimes worry about people doing things behind their back.
John Dickerson, thanks.